Our Run and Shoot 101 series continues with 590 Nebraska. This is a play that June Jones added in years ago from the Bill Walsh West Coast offense. Originally started as this play, 22ZN, and he just adapted that to his run and shoot formation and made a few little tweaks to that route all the way there on the left. Sometimes he would have X on a route that would be that dig, but versus one high structures, he would sometimes be able to run that post. That's still something, if you really wanted to, you could tag in with the new hot route system that they included. You can just put X on like a bang 8. But you really are going to be reading the right side first, that flat defender. If you see that one of those guys comes immediately open, you can get it straight out there, and then you just move from right to left. The play translates pretty well straight into the game. They did a really good job of implementing it into the game. That being said, I do tend to read the left side of the play a lot more than the right. There's probably going to be a few times in this video where I probably could have dumped it to the back for 2 or 3 yards, and instead I found it more advantageous to do the other routes. So let's take a look at it. Let's just get into it. Cover one hole. Everyone in theory is going to be all matched up, but I really can get this out right now to that drag underneath. I didn't. In many ways, I'm going to read this kind of shorter to deeper, I think, ideally, just with how it all times out. Sometimes that route by A will gain depth, like right there, where he's almost running a crosser, and then he's going to sit in space. You'll see that on a few other routes. So that drag with the option is not always going to be really a drag. Here, I'm going to throw it to him. If you throw it to him too late, sometimes he will start to hitch up, so you might end up throwing it to him where he catches it at no momentum. He's just standing still. But if you can get him in stride, you can really make some pretty good yards after catch. Looks like X is going to be open right there over the top. In a lot of ways, this play is going to end up giving you a 2 or 3 level stretch over the middle of the field, because that curl over on the right against man or match is going to break across. So you'll see that on a lot of the quarters family stuff, cover 1 and cover 2. In cover 0, he's going to pretty much break across on a dig over the middle and the intermediate, with the deeper dig from the left by X coming in just over top of him. There's going to be a lot of times you can squeeze that ball into him as he's making his break like that, and that times out really well. Here's an example where I probably could have dumped this off to the back, and he maybe would have gotten to the 30-yard line. But that hole right there is just too nice. Against quarters, again, let's watch that guy over there on the right. He's going to run that in. But I'm already seeing that this drag underneath is just going to be there. So I'm dumping it off to him because that's a free 6 or 7 yards. That's pretty easy route to convert when it wins over the middle. When he gets past that linebacker and there's no one in front of him, because that flat on the left is going to clear out the flat defender over there, leaving a nice hole for him to just attack. If you see him entering that grass, you can just dump it to him. There's no reason to overthink it. Right there, I should have already thrown it to him. I'm throwing it a little late, and now he lost his momentum and had to come back for it. Palms plays similar to quarters, but you're still going to, most of the time, be able to get this drag right here over the middle. In this case, wide open. The Red Sea's kind of parted. Just got to take it up that seam. There's going to be other times, though, where they're going to play that a little bit better. You're still going to get both those digs over the top middle. And then it's just going to be a question of which guy's going to beat his man. Looks like B is going to. Now, that linebacker could have been in a position to make a play on that. So maybe I should have waited a split second longer, but got a touchdown. Cover 6. Quarter, half. That drag is kind of there, but I'm really going to see, yeah, that was by far the better choice. What's nice is you get both those digs that are going to hit at different depths, too. Just dump it off. Another example of where I probably could have dumped this off to the back. The great thing about this play is even on the reps where, you know, maybe it's not the best, there's still always someone you can throw to. You're never in a situation where you don't have somewhere to go with the ball. You just got to find the guy that is open. You need to make sure you're reading those routes that get open fast, which are going to be your short routes in this play first, and then work your way to the digs. You definitely don't want to read this top down. You want to read this bottom up. Against fire zone, definitely could have thrown this to the back there. Probably would have been better than how this plays out. Can throw it to that drag once he clears the 3 rec. He lost all momentum, but he's still able to get good yardage because fire zone just has so many holes in the coverage on the college field. I could get it to A again there, and I'm a little late, but you can also get it to these digs over the middle. Against 2 trap, 2 blitz. In general, against any kind of cover 2, I'm going to side towards throwing it underneath the linebackers that are bailing. Now, in this case, he ends up getting jammed a little bit by that linebacker and running more of an under than a drag. Another instance where that drag is not going to be always a drag. 1 blitz. Now there, I could almost hit that Y route over on the left really fast. And you can hit that against cover 0 as well. It's not the greatest route, and it usually will only get you a few yards. So I use it more as a clear out than as an actual route. But again, you're going to be able to keep hitting these deep digs over the top. You're going to be able to hit this drag, and then use the other 2 just to control the flat defenders. Let's go. Turn on the afterburners. Yeah, and this is all against cover 0. You're able to get to these digs as long as it isn't like a casino blitz where they're bringing 7. You're going to be able to get to all these digs. Hey, I want to take a minute to shout out a really cool website called playbookgamer.com. And this guy's gone through several of the old college football games And he's going through right now College Football 25, and he's logging all of the plays with all their play art. And he's organizing it right now on all of these Google documents that have all the plays that are in every single playbook. I found it really useful for referencing what's in a given playbook. So I wanted to give it a shout out and point you guys in that direction too. Right now, looking at the Hawaii playbook, which is one I've been using a lot in online play. Oh, look, that's the play.